Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great Monday. We've seen some green today to start the day, and we're going to jump into some huge moves that we saw over here on Big Bear AI. So jumping into Big Bear, you can see some of the biggest moves we've seen. 11.8% gain today. They had a nice recovery. We were actually watching a couple levels here. It almost looks a little crazy, but we were looking for a recovery from here up about 17 or 20%. We were looking for a 17% recovery up to $37. And then we did see, well, that actually looks almost the exact same as Big Bear. And I was analyzing the wrong stock. I'm analyzing APLD. There we go. It still looks the exact same. We're looking for a 15 to 17% recovery. There it is. From here, about $7 a share to potentially bounce back up after that Friday sell-off to $8 a share. And we did see that recovery. We saw a 20% recovery. It's now up to $8.64, up 19% so far today. So we see some big moves. You got Big Bear leading the way in AI. BAIG is up 38%. That's the 2x of Big Bear. And now, new level of resistance is most likely going to act as support if it can hold bullish, right? So you got this level when it broke out above that $8 price point, it did sell back down to $8 and use it as a support there, which is good indication that it's still holding bullish. So next level of support really around $8.15. So that's what we're going to be watching. How are you guys doing today? I see Seppo in the chat. I see some people excited about the green today. We got APLD was crushing it. They were up about 12% earlier today. Serve Robotics, 11% recovery. We see some really nice recovery. CTM is back up to 7% positive today, back above that dollar a share level. Really great buying opportunity yesterday, Friday, after that big dip. Didn't really get to catch it into today. In fact, in our live trading session, we even had a little bit of a short going on the market that we closed out super early. Didn't actually do much short-term trading at all. We just held our long-term positions. Pretty cool to see Rigetti is now up over 405% on that shorter-term position that we got going on Rigetti. 405% in just about a matter of about a month or two. Black Sky is up as well, 120%. APLD is up. We see AMD continue the run. They're up about 1%. So a lot of nice recoveries. SPY makes that run up into 1.7% today. Palantir is up as well. And again, Big Bear's leading the way. They're up 20% today to $8.67. It's been funny, like all the other stocks were kind of going crazy while Big Bear was kind of consolidating into October. And people were saying, well, why are you covering Big Bear? What's the reasoning? Well, part of the reason why was because of what we were seeing in the market's value that they're providing. We just went over through the airport actually, and they were scanning our face there with the very scan. When my wife and I went through, we actually flew Delta. That's funny. That might have been why we got the scanner. And they're at major airports. They are deploying their technology. We've seen them get the very scan out. Department of Defense contracts have been rolling in, as their CEO previously was in the Department of Defense, or maybe it was in Department of Defense, Homeland Security, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection. And then the other side of it is definitely Arcus. The Arcus software that they have released is for the Panama Canal partnerships, kind of recognizes when they go in and out of the ports of entry, the different ships, and it tracks them with AI. And so they've deployed some of that technology. Let's take a look at the projections over for Big Bear AI in our AI system. Get an idea. We are going to use, let's use Grok, get that analysis going. How are you guys doing? How's everybody here on Monday? It looks like things are off to a great start here today. I see Dean says BAIG exclamation mark, must be crushing it today. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Chris says, come on, Will. First time I've managed to catch you on a live. You made $970 on Friday and $516 today, Chris says. That's awesome. Chris says, we seem to be hitting against the short-term uptrend line and long-term downtrend. If we can get through that $8.60 range, we should break out, thinking $9. Yeah, potentially. We'll see where it's at. Dr. Gonzo has some nice poetry going there around Big Bear. I love that. Yep, and we see all that. Let's take a look at that data and what we got going on with Mercatus. So we see some growth here, and when it comes to Big Bear's contracts, I don't know that there's been any new contracts really in the last few weeks. Really, it's been fairly quiet. I mean, we could take a look there. Projections, according to Grok, are fairly negative on Big Bear. They're looking at this resistance around $8, I believe. So if we take a look here, you can see it's talking about that resistance between $8 and $9 where it's at right now. Previously, we've seen Big Bear get rejected at this exact level numerous times around this $8.50 range. It's gotten rejected about 4 times in the last few months. So now that it's breaking out, this is the biggest run it's ever made, up to $8.80 in this time frame of the last few months, where it's gotten rejected at $8.50. So we see it kind of break out a little bit here, up about 20% today. And I mean, if they can continue in the direction they're going, or if they can use this previous resistance as a support, we could see bullish momentum. That's kind of what the AI is saying over here on Grok, using the machine to analyze the stock. It is saying, hey, we might see rejection here around $9 a share or $8. But look at that, over the next 3 months, it's saying if that previous resistance at $8.30 can act as a support, then we're looking at new levels here up in that $9 range, maybe stabilizing around $9 over the next 3 months. In 6 months, it looks about $9.50. Some of the projections on Grok are indicating possibly breaking that $10 price point, or right around that $10 price point. According to the research, looking at the insider trading, looking at the financials and the technicals. On the financial side, still waiting for them to get better net income. The net income hasn't been fairly good. There has been some write-offs that they have had. But as far as defense contracts go, there's no shortage of defense contracts from the government, especially with this big, beautiful bill that was just passed. And they're uniquely positioned right now to get some more contracts. One of the big ones that we'd see, increase their net income, because the net income's the problem, I think, right now, is this TSA screening partnership. I swear it's like TSA went to the website of Big Bear when they released this article back in July and said, let's just say everything that Big Bear does as the ideal candidate for this. And so you could see they put like reduce reliance on manual labor, incorporate AI-driven threat detection, remote screening, contract with private screening companies at request of the airport provider screening service under TSA's direction and oversight, improve passenger satisfaction, increase adaptability during surge events. When we were flying here to Buenos Aires, which is where I'm at right now, for the time being, we saw TSA integrating some of these solutions. And one of the top, contenders here is Big Bear. And as I mentioned, they haven't come out with any new articles really, except for today. Actually, they just came out with an article in the last hour. They just partnered with a company called T-Second Partner to deliver AI-enabled edge infrastructure for the battlefield. They're using their Conductor OS here, enabling U.S. national security organizations to deploy AI more rapidly. Edge AI must be fast, secure, simple to deploy, okay? Accelerates situational awareness, multi-domain sensor data processing. Doesn't really talk about it. It says that they're using their Conductor OS technology. So this is a military related contract. If we go into, I think it might be under computer vision. Nope. Let's see, solutions, modeling and simulation. No. Where do I find all of their solutions? Defense, maybe? Let's see if we can find it here. Conductor OS, there it is. Deploy, train, redeploy AI, edge of the battlefield. I think this is the one that they have the partnership with Palantir on. Systems agnostic approach, establish interoperability across platforms using AI. AI where it matters for the mission. They have their tech here. Orchestrate AI, so they're using AI for anomaly detections in maritime. Multi-model vessel position, so that's more Navy. Vessel route forecasting, this is kind of the monitoring of the Panama Canal we were talking about earlier that they had deployed. And so they also have computer vision, vessel object, let's see, the open architecture, many solutions, government and defense enable AI-powered decision-making sensor fusion. Okay, so they have some, this is Department of Defense contracts that they're in with the Conductor OS. But if you take a look back and you kind of look at the news, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if we could find it. I might need to just actually do a Google search instead, because I'm pretty sure, let's see, Palantir and BigBear.AI. I don't know if it was, see, it's directly from Big Bear. This is the source. Here is an article for their partnership with Palantir. And they were using the AI-powered predictive intelligence in the observe, orient, and dominate products. Let's see, orient and dominate products. What was the main product they're using it in? It doesn't say, but they were partnered with Palantir. But I was wondering if that was the same. Nope, it's a difference. They have their own AI for the Conductor OS, and that's what they're running in this recent contract they just announced today. And is it a contract? No, it's a partnership. Is there a dollar value assigned to it? No, there's not. So it's not anything that's like massively catalytic. We do see the stock up 20% today. That's just, broader market trends. But when you look at the BigBear.AI financials, they have been raising money. They have seen their assets grow to 600 million. If they get above $1 billion in assets and then can jumpstart their revenue, we might see them get into a really good spot over the next few quarters. $3 billion market cap and up 70% over the month. I have long-term positions around $2 a share. If you're invested in it long-term, I would encourage anybody invested in it long-term. This is the type of stock that could take a long time to materialize. Maybe it depends how you kind of categorize long-term, but I would probably imagine like at least a year before we see those $15 to $30 levels, if that's the case that we see with the stock. Because they just got to set some more infrastructure. They have the infrastructure for the very scan. They're at major airports, Chicago, Denver. I've seen it, LAX, Heathrow, JFK airport. But when it comes to, the revenue, it's infrastructure now, revenue later. Data processing now, profits later. Most likely that's how they're kind of positioning. So if the value is recognized, maybe they make that run sooner. They are breaking out above that $8 price point, and they have a resistance level that could act as a support right around $8.25. So we'll see. This is great to see, though. We're up 19% on the long-term positions, and it's good to see. And also on the analysis, according to AI and what we see here, and this considers government shutdown data, this considers all of the SEC filings, all of the insider trading, all that stuff. Maybe a slight correction on the near term, but AI for the most part is looking fairly bullish. According to Grok, we're looking at some bullish here. Just looking simply at projections using the machine here. And if you want to get access to this machine, we're actually rolling out some quantum technology soon, most likely. We'll see how soon and if we're able to get that out in the near term. But we're also using the best AI models in the world. And if you want to visualize markets, be able to see them, and also trade them using AI, or be able to get analysis of them using AI, then it's the first link in the description. We were just trading earlier this morning on in the markets, as we do every day, Monday through Friday. If you'd like to watch us trade live, join our market sessions. You could be there tomorrow morning, pretty early in the morning at market open, but it's the second link in the description down below if you want to join us as soon as tomorrow. So I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed. And I see some really, oh, there's a screen issue. The entire time the screen is stuck. Hey, well, hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully you guys can make sense. I'm not really sure why that happens. I'll have to do a reset on my computer here. See what's going on there. But appreciate you all. Hopefully you have a good day. And thanks, Gonzo, for tuning in. Thanks, Sepho. Thank you. Chris, thanks for tuning in. Nathan, appreciate it. We got some good analysis regardless. I know the screen's frozen, but hey, hopefully you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. See you guys. Thanks so much. Have a great day.